ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। Today we will be continuing with Agni Suktas from Sage Bharadwaja Varihaspatya. Suktam 5 we will take to first. Chandasi Strushto. Hueva sunam sahaso yuvanam. O invokers, I call upon spiritual Agni, who is the son of a mighty father, who is youthful and most energetic, who is free from malice in this speech with the help of your intellects. He is endowed with exalted wisdom, is accepted by many, and is devoid of malice. He obtains all objects desirable to all. This is the first Suktam in Suktam 5, Ruk in Suktam 5. Seer of the Sukta is to talk about Agni in this Sukta. He is asking his listeners to concentrate their minds on this topic. This Ruk deals with many attributes of Agni. Tvevasuni Purvaniga Hodad Dosha Vastu. O shining Agni, you are the master of many armies of flames and are acceptor of sacrificial oblations, performer of sacrifices, urge people to acquire wealth or energy that is in you in daytime and at night. All born beings of the universe uphold all their prosperity in that purifier Agni. Prosperity of all human beings depends on earth and energy Agni. 6.5.3 Tvam Bhikshu Pradiva Sida Asu. O soul of Agni, you are present in all human beings, past and present. By doing noble deeds, you become the master of chariots and bestower of desirable objects among people. You, who is endowed with abundant wealth and is a knower of all born beings, then convey wealth to an invoker uninterruptedly. Jఠaragni or Vaishwanaragni is being talked about here. Being present in all human bodies, he becomes their master. Human body is the chariot of the indwelling self. By supplying energy required for all activities of the body, Agni becomes his master. Hence, Agni is the knower of all born beings. Yo na sanutyo abhidasadagne. O Atmiya Agni, you are a hero of great enduring power, having many admirable friends. Whoever attacks us secretly or whatever tries to enslave us from inside, you who is powerful, please attack him and burn him up with your undecaying power. Yaste Nina Samidhaya 6.5.5. O son of a mighty father, immortal Agni, whoever gives you good fuel with sacrificial oblations, or invokes you with good hymns and eulogies, he shines in the midst of mortals like a sage endowed with profound knowledge, with wealth, with good reputation and with food. A sacrifice can be a grass one with physical oblations offered to a grass fire, or a subtle one with Vedic hymns. A sacrificer gets a reward that he deserves. 6.5.6. Sa tat kridhi shritas tu yamagne. O soul of Agni, urged by us, please do the noble deeds quickly. Being endowed with power to overcome enemies, please subdue armies of our foes. By whatever speeches which declare your glory, you are being praised day and night. May you accept with love those words of that admirer. Superficial meaning of the rug should be clear enough. Here enemies imply within one's own mind. Ignorance is the greatest enemy because it manifests as ego in man. Last rug in the Sutta 5. Ashyamatam kamamagne Tavodi. O Atmiya Agni, under your protection may we gain that wish. O possessor of good wealth, may we gain riches and good heroes. Enlightening others, may we get good knowledge and food. O undecaying one, may we enjoy undecaying glory. That wish here implies truth. Preaching truth, knowledge, one can realize truth. He becomes famous as a knower of truth. Others give him food for supporting his body. We go to the next Suktam, Suktam 6. This is again another Agni Sukta from sage Bharadwaja, Bharhaspatya, Trishtup Chanda. Pra Navyasa Sahasa Sunumacha. A man desirous of protection with a new sacrifice goes to the son of mighty father, spiritual Agni, who guides people on the right path, who destroys people moving along the dark path of ignorance, like cutting trees in a forest, who is shining brilliantly by his pervasiveness and is a liberal donor. Seer of the Sukta is to invoke Agni by the Sukta. This is the substance of the Ruk. Part of it contains a few attributes of Agni. 6.6.2. Sa Shvidanas Tanyatu Rojanastha. He is white colored, loud voiced, dwelling in splendor, is energetic, and is accompanied by roaring and undecaying winds. That purifier Agni, who is multiformed, goes to various objects, injuring or burning them all. This gives a description of fire Agni, making noise and burning brightly with the assistance of wind. Description of fire continues in the next look. Vite Vishvatvatajudaso Agne. O pure Agni, your purifying radiant flames enhanced by winds move forward in all directions, accumulating many new movements. These new bright rays of light shining with might serve all equally. This look is self-explanatory. Yede Shukrasa Shudaya Shujishma. O full of splendor Agni, your white rays, which are pure and purifying, are scattered over the earth like unbridled horses. Your movement, tormenting the peaks on the earth, shines in the sky with multiform splendor. Agni shines on the earth as fire, in the homes and in the forest. He shines in the atmosphere as lightning and in the space as the sun and stars. 6.6.5 Adha Jihva Papatiti Pravrishno. The flame of mighty Agni, like the missile thrown by a hero fighting on the earth, does not go in vain. The terrible destroying power of Agni burns up trees in the forest, like missile of a hero destroying the world. The Ruk deals with forest fire, which consume even big trees in a forest effortlessly. The flame of a forest fire carries the same destroying power as the missile of a warrior thrown against his opponent. 6.6.6 Hanuna Parthivani Drayamsi. O soul of Agni, you extend to all worth-knowing objects in the universe with your light. Together with the power of the great universal impeller. Please keep a check on our fears and in our battles destroy our enemies, gladdening your devotees. Universal impeller implies the indwelling self, which is the source of manifestations of material objects in the universe. Agni supplies energy to self-luminous inert objects and living forms. Last stroke in the Sukta 6.7. Sachitra Chitram Chetayandyasma Chetayandamasme. O wonderful Agni, your kingdom is wonderful. Please give the most wonderful wealth, knowledge to us who are teaching the most wondrous knowledge. O pleasure-giving Agni, bestow on an invoker who is praising you with pleasant hymns vast wealth in the form of gold, many heroes, etc. This look is self-explanatory. We go to the next suktam from sage Bharadwaja. Devata is Vaishwanara Agni, Chandas Trushtu Jagati. This sukta talks about a particular form of Agni, who is the leader of or among all men. What keeps a human being alive is his beating heart. wise sages conceived of universal impeller Paramatma and Jivatma, individual manifested self, staying in the heart space as the bestower of essence of life, which is non-matter, and Vaishwanaragni to be the supplier of physical energy required to keep the heart beating all the time. Paramatma, Jivatma and Vaishwanaragni together maintain the heartbeat of a man all the time. Murdhanam divo aratim prithivya. Those enlightened men generated that protector who is the chief among the enlightened, or self-luminous bodies like the sun, who is the Lord of the earth, is leading among or of all men. This is the soul of Agni. He is born as per Ruta, or nature's laws, and is like a sage in wisdom. He became venerable guest of mankind. For the above mentioned reasons, Vaishwanara is said to be leader among all human beings. Like the sun, he is also a personified form of energy. He becomes a venerable guest in human bodies. Vaishwanara is universal like Paramatma. 6.7.2 Nabhim Yajnanam Sadanam Rayinam. Enlightened men generated that leader among all men, who is the center of all sacrifices, is the source of all wealth, is great and is to be worshipped, whom invokers praise regularly, who is the driver of all non-violent sacrifices, and he is a symbol of sacrifice. Many attributes of Vaishwanara are listed here. He keeps all human beings alive and is not attached to any one body. In other words, Vaishwanara can be thought of as the soul of all energy forms. He becomes Agni, the symbol of sacrifices. Tvat vipro jayate vajyagne. O spiritual Agni, from you a wise man is born, as well as heroes capable of overcoming foes. O leader among all men, shining brightly, please bestow on us excellent wealth of all kinds. In the light of earlier comments, this should become comprehensible. We go to the next suktam, 6.7.4. Tvam Vishwe Amrita Jayamanam. O immortal leader among all men, all enlightened souls sing your praises for joy when you are born, as though you are their infant. When you shine among your parents by your intelligence and noble deeds, you attain immortality. Wise sages attributed many qualities to Vaishwanara Agni. In his true form, he is associated with the self. He stays together with the self within the heart space. Vaishwanara Tavatani Vratani 6.7.5. O leader among all men, Atmiya Agni, none can resist those laws of yours which are really great. When born, staying in the midst of your parents, you fall in with the symbol of the day, the sun. Vaishwanara manifests because of the self and ignorance, Maya, Mahamaya, associated with birthless Brahman. This universal manifested energy only appears as the sun in the sky and in bodies of living creatures, moving or non-moving. 6.7.6 Vaishwanarasya Vimidani Chakshasa. With the knowledge of the leader among all men, who is a symbol of the immortal self, the bounding surfaces of the space are measured out. In his head only, all the seven worlds, moving like birds, are manifested. Vaishwanara supplies energy for all luminous bodies in the space. Hence it is being said here that manifestation of the space is with the knowledge of Vaishwanara. Not only to the space, which is only one of the worlds, Vaishwanara supplies energy for all activities in all the other worlds. Who, Vasva, Mahajana, Tapa, etc. Viyo, last look. Viyo Rajam Amimida Shukra Viyo Rajam Amimida Shukra. 6.7.7 This performer of noble deeds, leader of all men, measures out all the worlds. He spreads out all worlds. He is inviolable protector and preserver of that immortal one. Vaishwanara is being identified as universal manifested energy in this room. He made the objects in the space self-luminous. He supplies energy to all worlds and he preserves the self in human hearts. We go to the next sutram, 8, from same Rishi, same Devata, Chandas is Jagati and Trishto. Prikshasya Vrishno Arushasya Nusa. I proclaim 6.8.1 I proclaim the might and knowledge of soul of Agni, who is connected to all and is a sprinkler of happiness, is non-violent and is a knower of all born beings. I let go my most modern wonderful intellect to Vaishwanara Agni, who is like the Soma essence of Atma, or Atmi Bhavamana Soma. Seer of the Sukta is to concentrate his mind on Vaishwanara Agni, who appears in all men. He talks about him in the Sukta. May it please him like pleasure-giving Soma essence, which could be physical or spiritual. 6.8.2 Sajayamana Parame Vyomani, that Vaishwanara Agni, born in the abode of Supreme Brahman, is preserver of Vrita, Pradhani, and performer of noble deeds. He protects Vrita, measures out the sky, and by his greatness touches the miseryless stage, namely Brahman. Vaishwanara Agni takes birth from birthless Brahman as per Vrita, conceived of by the wise sages. He symbolizes universal manifested energy personified. He is a preserver of Vrita and is present in the heart space along with the self and Jivatma. 6.8.3 Vyastabnat Rodasi Mitro Adbhuto. That wonderful friend of mankind holds the space and earth in their positions. By his light, he removes darkness or ignorance inside the human minds. Upholding the space and earth like hair on the skin, Vaishwanara supports this mighty universe. Vaishwanara supports all activities in the universe. He illumines it by his spiritual radiance. By his spiritual light, he removes ignorance from human minds. Abamupasthe Mahisha Agribhnata. 6.8.4 Maru's air supports that great Agni, the soul of Agni, staying in the waters, in the atmosphere. People praise that shining, praiseworthy Agni, air or pranas, procures messenger of the self Vaishwanara Agni from afar, from the brilliant sun. Agni gives heat to air and water in the atmosphere. This heat energy is used for heating air to produce wind and for evaporation of water. He gets that from the brilliant sun, which may imply Atma. Yuge yuge vidathyam Grinadhyo Gne. 8.5 O Vaishwanara Agni, you please bestow upon your admirers who are praising you knowledge acquired from new knowledge sacrifices. O Agni, shining with undecaying glory, you smite down with your splendor. A sinner, like a hero, smites down a wicked fellow with a thunderbolt like sharp weapons. Book is self-explanatory. 8.6 Asmagamagne Mahavatsu Dharaya. O soul of Agni, please bestow upon our wealthy chiefs undecaying wealth and good strength which is unbending. O Vaishwanara Agni, with your protections may we win hundreds and thousand kinds of articles and food. This book is also self-explanatory. It's a simple prayer. Last stroke in this sukta. Adabthe bhistava. O respected Vaishwanara Agni, you dwell yourself in three places, the space, atmosphere and earth. Please protect our learned scholars with your non-violent protective powers and also the strength of your tribute givers. Being praised by us, please take us across miseries. O Vaishwanara Agni, we are praising you with this hymn. You please give us knowledge and remove ignorance. which is the cause of all miseries. This is the gist of the book. We go to the next suktam. Suktam 9. This suktam is in the symbolic language of the ancient wise sages, so not very easy for complete comprehension. Ahascha Krishnamaha Arjuna Ahascha Krishnamaha Arjunam Chavi. One part of the day is dark. 6.9.1. One part of the day is dark, other part of the day is bright, which is associated with activities and movements. But both move on with their own known qualities. Vaishwanara Agni, born as the Lord and leader of all men, by his brilliance overcomes darkness. Agni, the fire of the sun, removes darkness of the night. Vaishwanara, with spiritual light, removes mental darkness or ignorance. He may be identified as the universal manifested energy personified. Naham tantum na vijanam odum. 6.9.2. I do not know the longitudinal thread or the cross thread of the web, which men not enveloped in darkness view when moving on to the battlefield for acquiring knowledge. Whose pure son is here to speak words that must be spoken without assistance from the Father? Seer of the Sukta is saying that he does not understand how this universe came into being, as explained by the wise sages. Who will explain that to him without external help from his Creator? Sa ittantum savi janatyodum. 6.9.3. He alone understands the longitudinal and cross threads of the web of the creation of the universe, who speaks at proper times the right words that are to be spoken. He knows the protector of eternal truth, that one who moves everywhere, protecting all, and the other one who witnesses the activities of that one mentioned earlier. He really knows. Protector of truth implies Indra, the manifested self or universal Jivatma. He moves from one form to another, protecting them all. Jivatma is the moving one, and Paramatma is the witness. One who knows this is a knower. 6.94. Ayam Hoda Prathama. This one is the first and foremost acceptor of sacrificial oblations. O men, realize this one. This one is the immortal spiritual light within the mortal bodies of men. This one is permanently established and is immortal. This one only is appearing within living bodies as though growing with them. All sacrificial oblations finally reach the Self, Paramatma. Realization of that truth is the final goal of every seeker of truth. That is the one pervading all living bodies. That alone appears as Jivatma, taking birth, growing and dying with the bodies. 6.9.5. Dhruvam Jyotir Nihitam Drishaye Kam Mano. That permanent light which appears to move with the speed of mind is the Creator, or Atma, established within the bodies of all moving or flying forms. All enlightened souls of one mind and of one intellect attain that one enlightenment, which is their excellent goal. Permanent light stands for Paramatma. That alone appears as Jivatma in human bodies or in bodies of all living creatures. Enlightened souls realize that self which is the same in all living bodies. No living form has any existence independent of the self. Jivatma is non-different from Paramatma. We may karna patayato vi chakshur vi 6.9.6. My ears are flying off in various directions, so also my eyes. The light within my heart goes in different directions. The same is the case of my mind, which moves to distant objects. What can I speak under these conditions, and what can I even think of? As long as one's sense organs, his mind and ego, experience diversity, he can never attain that state of oneness mentioned in the previous ruk. This is being implied here. Last ruk in this sutta 6.9. Vishve Deva O Vaishwanaragni, all enlightened souls bow down to you, who dwells in the darkness of ignorance for fear. May that immortal leader of all men preserve us for our protection, preserve us for our enjoyment. Soul of Agni, representing gross energy, is a product of ignorance as it has no existence independent of the self. Since Agni is a product of ignorance, enlightened souls bow down to Agni as though out of fear. Universal manifested energy personified Vaishwanaragni is the soul of Agni. He, being present in the heart space of human beings along with Atma, protects all men. Ignorance is the cause of all fear. This is the gist of the ruk. We finish today's discussion with this. Viramastavat.